Oh, hi, Dr. Henry. Just confirming, you are saying no Christmas dinner with anyone outside of your household, no eating at restaurants with anyone outside your household till January 8th, no travel anywhere outside your community all through the holiday season. If that's what you're saying, is that realistic? Do you think British Columbians will be on board with basically being locked down for Christmas?
This is not a lockdown, clearly, but yes, these are the restrictions that we've had in place, and it's making a difference. So this is what we need to do for each other, for our families, for our system here in BC, for the health system. This is a challenging time. I know that. And we have some provisions in there for other services that are provided, but what we're talking about is social gatherings. So yes, if you're used to having multiple family members come and go over Christmas and getting together and having those large dinners together, now you need to do it remotely. This Christmas and these holidays are going to be different, and they need to be different. But we have to recognize we're not alone in this. These are things that we need to take to protect our communities, and we across the globe are dealing with this pandemic in ways that are best. We're learning the best ways that we can, but we know that it is these social interactions, even small ones. So, I think maybe it's okay. I have 10 people over to my house, but it's not just my 10 people. It's 10 by 10 by 10 with thousands of families around this province. And so all of us have to do our bit right now, because we know that that's where this virus is transmitted, and particularly over this holiday period, we don't want to be exposing our loved ones to the virus.
Hi, Dr. Henry, can you elaborate a bit on why you decided to extend the orders all the way until January 8th rather than just going ahead into another 2-week chunk? Were you perhaps concerned about people that would make Christmas plans? And maybe people that were also hoping the restrictions would be lifted. And that, so maybe you can comment on that and just maybe explain the rationale behind that timeline.
Sure. Yes, it was partly that. So I've had a lot of discussions over the last 10 days, but particularly over the last few days with a number of my colleagues in particular in public health, but across a number of different sectors. And really looking at where we've been with our curve, what is happening, where we're seeing transmission still, on the upswing, and understanding where the transmission events are happening. We recognize that we are seeing an impact of the orders, but it's not yet at a point where we can let off on some of the restrictions that we have in place. And very much, the next incubation period would take us to just the week, a few days before the Christmas holiday. Hanukkah starts this week. So there are important events that are happening, and we want people to recognize that this is something we're going to need to stick with until into the new year. So yes, it was to signal that this is not the time to plan large family gatherings, whether it's for Christmas or New Year's or other holidays through this next period of time, and that we're looking as well at when vaccine is coming, when we would hope to see a decrease in cases, and we cannot afford, when we're this close to being able to protect people, to have a surge of cases early in the new year that would again test and strain our healthcare system and put people at risk, and people getting sick and dying from this virus. So this is what we need to do now to get us through this most critical period. This will save lives, and that's what we need to focus on for the next few weeks. And did you want to answer in French?
I'd like to do a supplementary question.
Oh.
Okay. So as a follow-up question, do you? I mean, we can suppose some people are already doing it, kind of gathering it, even if it's banned. So, how confident you are that maybe the public health orders right now could be enforced during Christmas time, is making it a bit awkward to show up at doors and say, hey, you're not allowed to gather. And then if we can get Minister Dix to just outline the new orders in French, please.
Yeah, so the intent of the orders, as we've talked about for the last few weeks, is to reduce those social gatherings, because we know that's where the virus has been transmitted. And the vast majority of people understand that, and it makes it very clear. It means that I can say without qualms, no, I'm sorry, I can't come. There are some people that don't understand it. I think about people in my life who maybe don't quite get it. So it is partly about making it okay to not have people over this year, to say let's try something different, let's try to support each other in a way that doesn't have those expectations of us having to come together, or us not having, but us coming together in a way that could put people at risk. So yes, you can say no to the party this year. You must say no to the party. You can say no to traveling, say no to having gatherings with people outside your household. And that is really important. And yes, we have had people fined who have had parties who've disobeyed this, but that is a deterrent that is only there to make sure that when people are being egregious, we have a way to address it. Because I think the vast majority of people in British Columbia who I hear from, who I talk to, understand that this is a most challenging and year that we've ever experienced, at least in my lifetime, and hopefully will ever be in my lifetime, and that we have to adapt, we have to be resilient, and we have to support each other with compassion, especially now.